Hey, bro, don't forget, it ain't the first 48, bro. It's 60 minutes, bro.
We heard a whole lot of lip service, but hey, anybody can do that. But between them lines,
come with the kid, you best not miss. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make like who you with? You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Say who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked in Zone 32.
Back from the dead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. I've been away for a minute. This is episode 107. We have a quartet to start. There might be a fifth coming along in a little while to announce this big black cock list, but it's all good. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. His name is Will. His name is Trippy. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, motherfuckers?
I got things to talk about because there's some shit going down. I haven't done that in a minute, and now I'm fucking hyped. So, anyway, things have transpired. Off-season workouts are happening, and guess who's there to start the workouts? Mr. Lamar Jackson, King Henry, Roquan Smith, some other people I can't think of, Tyler Linderbaum. But guess who ain't there? Mark-ass, bitch-ass Rashad Bateman. We're going to get into him being a bitch. But another thing, I'm going to get into this other bitch because this is funny. So, the former running back of the Baltimore Ravens, Jacqueline Dobbins, has signed a one-year contract to go play for Greg Roman again with the LA Chargers. Don't know the money of it. Don't particularly care. I just like the irony. Because remember, him ranting and bitching and all that. Oh, yeah, I'm a playmaker. Give me the rock. You give me the ball, we're going to win, even though the stats say otherwise. If you get more than 20 carries in the game, we lose. But that was neither here nor there. He's going to play for the same dude who wouldn't give him the rock, who he had to share the rock with in Baltimore, who had a tumultuous time with. So, long story short, Jacqueline Dobbins is with the Chargers. Drew, since you've had a personal interaction with him, why don't you lead us off?
It is kind of ironic that he went and signed a contract with somebody who's like the geographic opposite of me. Rather than showing up and, like beating me up like he claimed he ran away to the other coast. So I have to ask, like, is he retarded or something? Is there something wrong with Jacqueline Dobbins?
Drew, maybe
again,
maybe he did that so he could go into your DMs and say, meet me in Temecula.
Maybe. I mean, fuck, he wants to fucking fly me out to
California.
Temecula. I'll happily go out there. But, like, this guy spent, 4 years in Baltimore, was hurt all the fucking time. When he was healthy, he was crying about the coaching, crying about the front office not paying him, crying about the scheme that he was in, and crying about being buried on the depth chart behind a running back who fit the scheme better than him. And so his solution to that is to leave Baltimore and then go to the hardo, younger brother of our head coach. So I would say that Jim Harbaugh is just like a more hardo version of John. So you got the same coach over there. Their GM is somebody who learned under the Ravens front office. Like, that's how he got the job, is his success with the Ravens. And then it's the same offensive scheme. It's Greg Roman. And you're behind Gus Edwards on the depth chart again. Like, are you that hard pressed for a fucking job that's the only opportunity that you had? That's sad, number one. Like, maybe look inward at that point. Like, maybe you're the problem. A lot of rumblings that he's not well liked around the Ravens facility, and I can see why. He's such a whiny little bitch is really what it comes down to. Constant Twitter fingers, constant crying for the ball, constant crying for carries, and then is just going to the same situation, basically. Like, it's a carbon copy of what he was complaining about being a part of in Baltimore. So, I mean, I have to ask, like, is he retarded or something? Like, is there something wrong with him? Bizarre move.
CTE.
No, CTE. I mean, he hasn't played enough to get CTE.
He hasn't been hitting the head enough to get CTE. What are we
you can't get
about?
CTE from getting hit in the knee.
I guess the good news is the good news now is that he's near the beach, so when he has like a sandy vagina, it at least makes sense. I mean, he grew up in Texas. He went to Columbus, Ohio. He played in Baltimore. There's no beaches nearby, so he had no reason to have like a fucking sandy little vagina and cry all the time. At least now he'll be by the water, so maybe it'll make sense. But I don't know. That was just a fucking
Hey,
bizarre.
listen, I know you don't know the geography of Maryland that well. Sandy Point's not that far away from Baltimore.
He's
Right.
afraid to
going
leave
to
his
that
house.
dirty ass water.
He's
Hop
afraid.
on.
He's afraid to leave his house.
I mean, dude. Well, I mean, it's a little harder now because
Sandy Point is dirty.
listen, I'm
Ain't
trying.
that shit by Dundalk?
Nah, Sandy Point's out on the bay. Sandy Point, you take 50 out to the bridge. It's right there.
I don't know. That was
You're thinking of Sparrows Point,
What bridge?
the Bay Bridge. You're thinking of Sparrows Point.
Yeah, Sparrows Point. Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking. Of
I mean, to be
Sparrows.
honest with you, all that water dirty as shit. Be honest with me.
Well, no, Sandy Point is the bay, the Chesapeake Bay. You swim there. You can swim there just fine.
Not
You
me,
can swim
'cause I
in-
don't know
you can-
how I swim.
Well,
can
I'm
swim in-
saying
you can
when I say
swim in the
you,
Ann Arbor
I'm
too.
talking about anybody. I mean, I would not recommend that you swim anywhere, Trippy, because you can't swim. But I would say that anybody who is capable of swimming can swim there.
Gotcha.
You know, with a flotation device, you could go ahead out there and or
We're
you
gonna
could just go like knee deep. You'll be safe.
We just gotta teach Trippy how to swim. We'll take him out on a boat and push him off, sink or swim. You know, fight or flight instincts. will
I
kick
think
in.
that's
We'll
more
learn
of
how to
like you do that with like a little kid, not with a grown man, because I think he'll sink.
swim.
I'm gonna
maybe.
die.
Yeah, I don't
I mean,
want Trippy's death on my watch.
I'm gonna panic. I'm gonna cut. I'm probably gonna have a heart attack. I ain't gonna lie. My heart
I'll be
gonna
ready.
beat so fast.
A stress-induced
I'll
heart attack. Grant, don't tell Grant though that's a thing.
I'll be ready to
He'll
jump
just
in
say
and
it was Trippy's time.
But let me
You
say
want-
something
you
about. Let me say something about JK though, right? Like
Jacqueline. He hasn't earned the nickname JK. It's Jacqueline.
JK Dobbins. I mean, it is kind of crazy you going back with Greg Roman and you going back with like the running back you was competing for. But I ain't petty like Drew and all them. I mean, I hope you have a successful career. You feel me? Because you know everybody praying for your downfall, but
Oh, I'm
I
not
hope
praying
you-
for his. I'm
I'm
not praying
hoping
for his
you-
downfall. It's just gonna happen.
We're just expecting it. That's all. No
Hey,
praying
JK,
for it.
I hope you ball out, but I mean, a lot of people saying you ain't gonna make it through the season, but I hope we play you by at least week 4. You feel me? Or at least I
Yeah,
hope we
I
open up
want-
the season.
Yeah, and why is that,
I wanna-
Trippy? Because we're
'cause I
fully
wanna see
expecting
Ro-
Yeah, because you want to actually see him play.
Because I want
You're
to see
fully expecting he
Roquan
won't.
Smith.
You're not expecting him to make it till later in the season. That's why.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Definition
I
of
mean,
insanity
because
is-
like my thing is, he made the tweet saying, "I promise you're gonna get this JK." Now you know how the Twitter world is, the internet. As soon as you get hurt or something don't go right, you're gonna go right back to that tweet because it's a lot of bookmarks.
It's a real
That's
shame.
why-
It might be in my bookmarks for all we know.
Right?
Sure.
'cause-
That man, after he gets hurt, he's gonna go fucking lick his wounds, then take his ass to King Taco in East LA. Need some real
I mean, then
Mexican
I
food
look at
because
it
Tex-Mex
like-
ain't shit.
I mean, then I look at it like this, right? Like, I felt like he unfollowed me because, like, he did unfollow a lot of Raven media people too that he was close to. So maybe he just was trying to get away from the Ravens, right? Understandable. But now I look at it like, all right.
So he
go back to,
unfollowed.
like,
Yeah, he went to the same thing.
right. So he's basically like, you went to the same thing. Like, all right, you went over there. But only thing that's different is Jim
Color of your
Harbaugh,
uniform.
but shit, it's a Harbaugh. You feel me?
The
But
color
you
of your
still went over
uniform.
there with that shit. Wow. But hey, we'll see though. We'll see. We'll see what he did.
I hope we play him early because I would like to see him get fucking stuffed at the line of scrimmage 40 times by Matabike, but you know,
Man,
I don't know.
he's probably gonna sling his ass.
they're all gonna just fucking kill him anytime he touches the ball.
Man, block the shit out me knowing damn well, JK, we already knew you wanted to get out of Baltimore. That man still unfollowed me like, oh no, that supposed to be my dog, but I'm a Ravens fan at the end of the day, good brother.
He makes it seem like he wanted to get out of Baltimore and it was his choice, but they didn't want him back. Like there's no other way to spin that. They didn't want him here. Fucking waste of a draft pick. Waste of a second round pick. Fucking loser. So
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here.
Yeah, we
no.
got BBC.
Motherfucking
I knew you were there. That's why I
But-
made a joke about you. I knew you were listening.
Oh, I didn't. Oh no, I didn't hear you.
Oh, you didn't hear me? Drew said that Trippy was going to have a heart attack, and I said a
no,
stress.
Trippy said he was gonna have a heart
Oh
attack.
yeah. Trippy said he was going to have a heart attack. I said it's stress-induced heart attack. But don't tell Grant that because he'll just say it was Trippy's time.
Hey, pre-existing condition. You must have high cholesterol or something. You know?
Can't swim. He just can't swim like this. So
Yeah. But
As soon as I hit that
I mean,
water, boy.
here's my thing with JK Dobbins. Like when we drafted him, I was fucking ecstatic, dude. Like
Me too. I agree. I agree.
I bought his jersey his rookie year. I was like, this dude's fucking our guy. Like, and he always had kind of on social media was very emotional, kind of like early Patrick Queen. So like he took things to heart and like he would like get really like it would get to him and you could tell that. And Patrick Queen evidently, he eventually evolved into like he ended up being able to be pretty like pretty cool, like joking back with people and shit like that. But JK still always had kind of that soft side to him. And, I get it probably gets frustrating and shit a lot, but he can't, the way he was demanding stuff last, like off season or last summer, like, like Lamar got paid and he's like, oh, I want to get paid too, kind of like hold himself out in a sense. But like, he didn't deserve that yet. And that's my thing is like, the way he handled everything, it's cool that we're moving on from him. I wish him the best, good luck. But like, we don't want that here. We got Derrick Henry here now. He's a great locker room guy. He's a team guy, not a me guy. Like, and not saying JK is necessarily a me guy, but his actions kind of speak otherwise.
He's definitely a me guy.
Who gave him the link to that?
He went on a whole fucking rant after the playoff game about how he should be on the field every single play. What do you think Gus Edwards thought hearing that fucking rant?
Well, and I mean, he's a competitor. I see.
I told you they was fussing on the sideline.
You want to be like after something like that, like you event in your mind, like you're like you want to be confident in yourself, like, but you want to be like the woulda, coulda, shouldas or the what ifs.
There's a way to do it.
Like. Yeah, he didn't do it right, and that's
that's the issue. It's not that he wants the ball. It's not that he wanted to be more involved. It's that he went to Twitter to do that. Yeah. Again, the moment Will was done with him before the 2022 season and said like he's out on JK Dobbins, whatever. Like didn't like him. It was after we beat the Bengals at home in that primetime game, and he was liking tweets about how many carries he had and how he should add more. I'm like, all right, this guy's a fucking self-obsessed loser. Like he's just a self-obsessed loser.
When you take all that shit aside, though, when he's on the field, he's fucking talented.
He is talented, but I mean, listen. I hate that shit because guess what? If you get drafted to play in the NFL, you are fucking talented.
You're in the top 1% of football players in the world.
He was a Pro Bowl caliber back when he was healthy, like his first 2 seasons.
But I would
don't say that, Grant. He's gonna get upset.
I would argue that anybody who's drafted to play in the NFL is a Pro Bowl caliber player. They have that in them. It's just a matter of whether they perform up to their potential, whether they're able to develop into that player or not. And of course, we saw flashes of that player with him. And I think one of the things that stood in the way of him ever fully realizing his potential, obviously one of the issues is his health. The other is his inability to escape his own emotional sort of it's like
he's his own worst demon.
Yeah, he holds himself back with his emotions. Yeah. He's not a professional.
I did this exercise.
He's not a professional. Like professionals are able to leave their emotions aside, and even like in the like you said, like
Derrick Henry.
Exactly right. Like even if it is an emotional situation after the game, you still have to be a professional in the way that you deliver your message after the game. You have to be able to set that aside, and you can be emotional in the locker room outside of the way you deliver your message to a reporter. You can have an emotional conversation with your coach or your team that's not in front of a fucking microphone, or not emotional going on Twitter and liking tweets and expressing that message to the public. Like everybody is a human, but if you're a professional, you need to find a way to not let that show through where you look like a fucking clown or a baby or a little bitch. And that's he doesn't know how to do. He did what he's not. He hasn't found out, and I don't know that you're at this stage. I don't know you're ever going to just figure out how to be a professional. I don't. So
this is like a weird conversation to have, and I don't view myself as like an old person. But I'm, 33 turning 34. At some point pretty young in life, I learned that like if you put something on the internet, it's open to interpretation from the public. Right. And if you put something in frustration on the internet, there are going to be people who read it and take it the wrong way. And there are conversations to be had with whether you're an athlete and it's your coaches, whether you're working a normal 9-to-5 job and it's your bosses. Like you can be frustrated about your situation and you can, verbalize that to the right person. but like an open forum social media is not the right place to do. Like that
Right.
that's fucking childish and stupid. And the fact that like I figured that out and I'm a fucking moron, like why can't he? He's getting paid millions of dollars to play a fucking children's game and he can't get his fucking emotions in check. That's bad.
Well, and I keep using Derrick Henry. I mean, think about how he handled everything last year. Like he had the worst offensive line in football, and they were a train wreck on offense. And
he had a fucking owner who held him back from getting moved away from that situation.
Yeah, and you never heard even to that, you never heard response, nothing. Like he went about his day and he worked, and I mean, he's a consummate pro. He's a guy that you want in your locker room. Like we lost Odell. Odell was a great locker room guy for us last year, especially in the receiver room. And you replace him with Derrick Henry essentially on the offensive side of the ball in those meetings. And I think that speaks a lot more on the move than the obvious talent itself too.
Actually, bringing up Odell, I have to wonder if he's not the consummate pro that we thought he was. I mean, he's not getting looks anywhere, which is weird to me.
I think he's just old.
He just wants too much money.
He waiting to enter the draft.
Yeah.
He probably wants too much. I mean, nobody's gonna pay him $15 million this year.
But isn't that the same thing as JK then to an extent where he's got an overinflated self-worth? And
but he's still.
That's the shit.
Did they pick up his option?
Oh,
the Chargers. Oh, he was a free agent.
Yeah, he was a second-round pick.
He was unrestricted, right?
Man, for all that, we might as well send Bateman to the Chargers now. Shit, they getting all our players. Might as well send Bateman over there.
Yeah, they can be
no receivers either.
The Chargers.
I ain't gonna lie.
The Ravens
I'm just tired of Bateman, and it's so funny how Raven fans now they looking at the little tweet now when EDC was like, yeah, I'm bullyish on Bateman now and all that shit. Like, man, we been heard that shit like 2-3 days ago.
So I think this is a clean break off point here, but we're talking about the fact that we have OTAs and Rashad Bateman was not in the building and was instead posting Instagram reels of himself working out in Arizona rather than being with the rest of his team, and caused quite the stir on Twitter. For some strange reason, our fans don't seem to grasp that, like, everybody accepts that Rashad Bateman is an NFL talent. Like, he clearly has physical skills that can make him a good NFL wide receiver. That's why he was a first-round pick. And, again, like a consensus first-round pick. And he has not, produced at all in his time here in Baltimore. And a lot of that is due to injuries and lack of chemistry. We're in a situation now where, like, he's in a make or break year and he has this opportunity to build more chemistry with Lamar. I mean, rather than running cardio for 95% of the game because Lamar doesn't trust you, maybe fucking fly to Baltimore and show up to OTAs and put in the fucking work and have some kind of rapport with your quarterback. And for whatever reason, fans don't seem to grasp that. They're just bitching and moaning and, oh, you guys hate Bateman too much. I mean, I tweeted some fucking innocuous thing like the rest of his teammates are at the castle. Where is he? And I got so many fucking replies of like, fuck you, shut up, breakout year, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're going into year 4 at this point. Like, it's put up or shut up time.
5.
Fucking show up. Huh?
No, it's year 4. No,
it's year 4. Year 4.
It's year 4.
They got to pick up his 5th year option by May, but it's going to be his 4th year as a pro. Like, fucking show up and put in the work instead of, and again, this is another guy that's got the JK Dobbins disease of, this undeserved arrogance that he thinks he like deserves these targets and that he's this great fucking player. To be honest, you've sucked for 3 years. Like, you have not done what you were drafted to do. Instead of, putting up these fucking edited Instagram videos of you running like short in routes and fucking lifting, 25-pound weights in the gym, like, shut the fuck up and go to Baltimore. Have a relationship with your quarterback. Maybe he'll throw you the fucking ball. If he trusts you, he threw the ball to Hollywood Brown plenty of times after he dropped it. So it's not just drops that are the issue. It's that you have no relationship with Lamar. You'd rather spend time at the fucking Balenciaga store than working out with your quarterback. Like, enough's enough already. Fucking put up or shut up. I hope he's gone. I'm fucking done with him. I'm sick of his shit. And I'm sick of his little fucking dick riding crew on Twitter. But it's another rant for another day, I guess.
Well,
Bateman got the potential. This is gonna be his year. This is gonna be his breakout year.
At what
Odell
point
took his targets. Fuck out of here.
At what point do we stop caring about potential? You know what I mean?
I mean, your potential should definitely be reached if you're a first-round pick by year 4.
But you got like a motherfucker. Look at the motherfucker behind Grant. What's his name? Leggett. I mean Leggett. I keep saying Leggett. Xavier Worthy, Keon Coleman, the dude Corley, the other dude from Holy Cross. It's like so many other wide receivers that we know would love to play with Lamar and probably can go ball out. Like you gotta think about it, like all these other new
What's the dude from
prospects coming out.
the dude from Washington?
Polk.
Oh, Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
all
he's
these
asleep, man. There's no way he goes where they're mocking him. I mean, he's one of the, he climbs my rankings quick. He does everything well, and the dude's hands are like, he's got the best hands in the class.
He's got wide receiver 2 syndrome from college, though, that he, played with the Dunze. So, like, if there's a guy that's going to drop, that'll be him. I'm okay with that. If that puts him in, like the Ravens can grab him at 62. I'm happy with
you
that.
could almost argue though that the Dunes, and I'm really high on the Dunes, but you could almost argue that teams on defensively couldn't double a Dunes as much because Polk was so talented that it opened up a lot more for Dunes in that offense.
That's kind of that's kind of Drew's argument as to why Aiden Hutchinson had such a great year when
and he's been balling out since he's been in the league.
The sack numbers speak for themselves though at that point.
Yeah.
14 sacks that year with Ajabo, and he had like 4 sacks combined in 2 years before that. So I mean that's like I get where Grant's coming from, but it's Polk is clearly looked at as the second best wide receiver on that team. So he gets treated like that in the draft. So he's a guy that could fall, I think. I hope. I'd be happy with him.
Man, we can get. I see a couple. I see a couple of them wide receivers we can get. That's way better than Bateman, man. And there's some more. And there's some young.
Well, the question, the only question is, what can we get for Bateman? It's not can we get better than Bateman.
Man,
I think there's no question.
You ask everybody. The first thing they say is, "What is his value?" Like we know he ain't got no value. So
Probably
at this point, we got to try to. I know people want IU, but at this point, I think we got to settle with the kid from Denver. I think that'd be a nice little swap.
I'm
perfectly
happy with it.
Then if we go get Leggett, shit, that's a main ass upgrade. And then you gotta look at it like if we trade Bateman, who the fuck gonna be sad? What we gonna be missing?
Nothing. I mean, he is a
to be honest with you. Yeah, a lot of fans was hurt when Hollywood left because it was like we ain't know what Bateman had, but we was trying to bank on him. But now it's like
I was thrilled Marquise got traded. I will be just as thrilled when Bateman.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little shocked, but I had to think. See, then I had to put my thinking cap on. Like you gotta think for the future.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We got that first round pick back. We drafted a center because remember, during that season before, what was the complaint? Yo, we need a center. We need a center. We need a center. Right. Patrick McCarry was our fucking center. We need a center. And we went out and got Linderbaum. So I was upset for a little bit, but then, yeah.
Well, and we talked about this draft being like really deep at wide receiver, and like, not saying we should wait by any means, but like if you're looking to draft 2 receivers, you can wait till the 5th to 7th round, still get a dude like Josh Cephas. He's a dude that's in the later rounds. Xavier Weaver from Colorado, he's an explosive receiver.
Oh yeah, I like him. He cool.
Taj Washington, he's really small, but he's got burners from USC. Okay. And then a sleeper dude is Tyrone Howell. He's like he's an X, but he's like a lean athletic X. So you got those guys are probably going to go rounds 5 to 7. So like if you're looking to draft 2 receivers, you can jump the gun at 30 and get one, and then go ahead and get your second guy in the 6th and be okay. A guy that would compete for special teams or backup role or to develop into eventual 3.
Cornelius Johnson screams like late Ravens pick too.
I like him.
Well, so I mean, he screams.
Did he have injuries? No, did he suffer injuries?
He's got drop problems, but he's the kind of guy that the Ravens.
Hell no, I don't want him. No, man.
Well, no, look, I'm not saying I'm not. I mean, I take him because he played for Michigan, and I'm massively biased for Michigan players. But he's the kind of guy who has physical tools out the ass, but can't catch consistently. So that just seems like a guy that the Ravens would draft. I'm not saying it's the right pick. It's just a move that they would make. I mean, he's like a, Miles Boykin kind of guy.
If it's a Michigan player I want, give me Blake Corum.
He's getting drafted by the Chargers. That is the other funny thing about Dobbins signing with the Chargers is he's going to end up being the 3rd running back. Yeah.
Bro, that shit will be so fucking funny, bro.
They're gonna
If
take
they
the
draft Blake
Chargers
Corum.
are gonna take Corum in the second round.
So basically, it's gonna be like the 2019 Ravens. No, my bad, not the 2019 Ravens. It's gonna be like the Ravens. Remember that year we still had Mark Ingram, we had Gus Edwards, and then we drafted
2020.
JK.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
2020. So
2020.
it's gonna be just like that for real.
Yeah,
That shit
that's what it's gonna
crazy.
be. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
but Corum is going to be ahead of. I mean, I think Gus Edwards is going to be the lead back. Corum's going to be the
Corum
second.
would start on the team.
Yeah, I think he's going to start out as a third running back, but he'll be the starter by
Maybe they might
7.
run the wing T offense.
Didn't they sign Ben Mason too?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I mean
Yes,
Blake Corum will be that start. If they draft him, he'll be the guy getting the bulk of those carries. I mean, Jim Harbaugh.
Hopefully we ain't gotta worry about that. Hopefully the Ravens draft Blake Corum.
There's no way because if he could do it, Jim Harbaugh would draft JJ McCarthy. But it's silly.
No, you're not allowed to say that. The amount of shit you gave me for saying that a team would try to lure Jim Harbaugh in by letting him take McCarthy, you can't say that he would do that now. Not allowed. I'm not allowing this statement to be made by you.
That would be really funny though.
He would do that if he didn't have Justin Herbert on his team.
Yeah, but you told me that Jim Harbaugh would never stake his reputation on drafting JJ McCarthy as a quarterback. That was a direct quote from one of you two fucking.
I don't think I said that.
But
I don't think I said that.
He's also that arrogant to do that.
Yeah, I never said that.
This is the argument I had with both of you of why McCarthy was going to go first round and why some team would try to lure Harbaugh with the promise of having him draft McCarthy. Is that he's played in a pro style offense. He's got this, fucking rising up the draft boards. Like this is just JJ McCarthy's that guy. I don't know why, but that's what he is. And then you're like, no, it's not going to happen. He's a 4th round talent. You're an idiot, Drew. You're a homer. But this is now you're saying the same shit that I did.
I think I fully agreed with you that would be something that he would do.
Yeah, I said it wouldn't.
No, both of you fucking try to tag team me for weeks on this shit.
No,
I'm not.
We said
I'm firmly.
We said he shouldn't be anywhere near the first couple rounds because he sucks.
Grant, you told me he was like QB 10, and that Drake May was like next coming up quarterback Jesus. So no,
compared to JJ McCarthy, yeah.
Nope, not happening. Not allowing.
But you're conflating. I agreed with you that Jim Harbaugh is that stupid to do that though, but not with the Chargers. I think I said if he like went to the Raiders, he would do that.
That is the exact scenario that I said. I said the Chargers or not Chargers, the Raiders or the fucking Falcons before they signed Kirk Cousins would try to lure him in with that, and you're like. No, he'd never stake his reputation.
But you're saying me. I didn't say that.
Yes, you. I'll go find the screenshots. This was a long conversation that we had. That you and Grant were trying to pull our usual move where we team up against Grant, and now you're saying the same thing. Not allowing this.
Because realistically, as a football fan, he sucks.
He what?
I said realistically, as looking at it as a football fan, he sucks. He's not nearly as good as everybody. Like the fact he would get taken in the first round to me is still crazy. Regardless of
gonna get taken
how
top
teams
10.
fight. Huh?
He's gonna get taken top 10. You just have to accept this. I told you this.
At this point,
we all know that. We all know that, but but we also all know that he is not a top 10 talent.
You put him on like the Vikings, and it'll be fine.
No, he won't. He's gonna piss Justin Jefferson off, and he's gonna punch his yoga ass right in the nose.
I mean, you're talking about a national championship winning quarterback. So
Stetson Bennett won too.
Yeah, and then he got drunk in Texas and was 29 years old, and teams realized that he probably wasn't an NFL caliber player. But
won too.
Didn't he have a really good? Wasn't he the backup in LA last year? Didn't he like impress people?
Yeah, then I think he pulled like a Ryan Russillo and like ended up naked in somebody's apartment in Texas, and then he didn't make the team.
I mean, shit happens.
Yeah, but I mean, also when you're like 29, you can't be doing that kind of stuff. That's what Stetson Bennett is. So,
what do you know?
He's at least 27 right now. At least.
I'm gonna look it up.
Won 2 national championships.
I believe he is 27.
You're the one who said national championship winning quarterback. That was your
who ran a pro style offense.
26.
That's your superlative.
Grant, what's he going to be when the season starts? Though is he going to be 27?
Midway through.
27. This is 27-year-old year.
Well, I mean, Let's see. Hold on. I have another person that I'd like to look up. Hold on.
He was in attendance 2 days ago.
In attendance for what?
I would take Stetson Bennett over JJ McCarthy any day.
What about a 27 going on 28-year-old quarterback who won a national championship?
I'm not interested in Joe Burrow.
Do you want Stetson Bennett over him? Because he won 2 national championships.
I mean, if you put Stetson Bennett on the current Bengals, I don't think you would see much of a drop off.
It's still crazy to me that.
I mean, but you're telling me you don't think Stetson Bennett is better than JJ McCarthy?
He's not. I think Joe Burrow sucks balls. I think I've been pretty clear about my stance on him.
But JJ McCarthy's good.
Yeah.
Hasn't played a game in the NFL.
Okay.
Drew just brought a receiver in the conversation and followed it up with he's got drop issues. Who has the biggest? Well, we all hate drops, but the way Drew bitches about drops and receivers, the fact that he said that was the ultimate homer comment of all time. Yeah,
that's a factual statement.
I said, hold on, but it's a factual statement.
JJ McCarthy's definitely better than Stetson Bennett. He's never played in the NFL, but I would definitely take him.
Neither is Stetson Bennett.
I'd take JJ over Stetson.
Thank you, Trippy. Thank you for being the voice of reason.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
I just noticed Trippy's name. Trippy won another wide receiver.
Bro, I do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be upset if we don't get another wide receiver. So hopefully, if EDC listening to this, hopefully Lacey, maybe they going on a little road trip and Lacey decide to throw in, episode 107 and he hear this podcast.
I need EDC to come on here. I need EDC to come on here and give us another salesmanship job on his 97 Honda Accord, Rashad Bateman. With that NFL, that Ravens UK clip that came out, that's been going around Twitter. That was fucking phenomenal.
I had a 97 Honda Accord too, yo. That's what's crazy, yo. That's why I was dying laughing in the group chat earlier.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, you probably paid $2,000 cash for it. It probably had
actually my mother gave it to me. Shit, I remember my mother bought that car off the lot when I was little. Shit, and then she gave it to me a couple years later.
You got it 16 years later when it had
when I got older. It was paid off and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, 300,000 miles, needed a new transmission, but fucking slap a nice sticker on it.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Shit, her car still ran good.
Yeah, them Honda Accords to run for a while.
Yeah, I think it was just something minor I had to get done. So it wasn't nothing major, but she was just ready to get a new car anyway.
Yeah, you got to do something minor to Rashad Bateman. You got to hype up his, workout videos and be like, oh yeah, this guy's poised for a breakout, and then fucking bam, welcome to Denver.
I think he gone, man, because somebody brought up a point, man. He ain't had no Ravens logo on. Usually when you working out,
can you say who brought up that point? I know who brought up that point. It kind of invalidates your argument. Mo.
Yeah, Mo.
Yep. Mo is very in tune with what clothes Rashad Bateman's wearing.
Yeah. Shout out to Mo.
Stetson Bennett has earned $1.9 million as an NFL player. How much money has JJ McCarthy earned? None.
Next Thursday it'll be more than 1.9 million.
When you get that first round contract.
Yep.
Right now you got to pay government all that money for signing.
We're recording episode 107 right now, so Marty McFly, go ahead, jump in your DeLorean and go to next Thursday if you want to. But I'm living in the here and now, and JJ McCarthy is a poor college student, so
NIL. He's got money now.
He's got NIL money, not NFL money.
He's about to have both.
They both start with an N and end with an L. What does NFL stand for, by the way? I forgot.
NFL stands for not for long because we need to segue.
Well, with those glasses, Drew,
segue.
You tell me.
I'm infiltrating that group.
They're blue tinted anyway. He is a homer. They're blue tinted. He can only see the blue tint.
Yeah, little bit of gold, hint of gold in it. Nah, not really.
Sorry, Jake, I stepped on your segue.
You did. I was going to transition.
Where's the fucking gold? What are you?
There isn't. I was bullshitting.
Yeah, Jesus.
I was bullshitting. Hey.
Fucking Homer Simpson is Simba in the background, just making.
That's right. It's the fucking great, one of the greater pictures ever. See Homer Simpson and Simba trying to ollie over the fucking ravine, and then he beefs it and then dies. The artist Simba's fucking crying.
Was he in Arizona?
I don't know, but he was. Just like Rashad Bateman is. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why people go to Arizona. There's nothing out there but cactuses.
Cactuses can't break up a catch, or you can separate from cactuses pretty easily.
You can separate from cactuses pretty easily, but once you throw it to them, it'll just further exacerbate your drop issues, like against Pittsburgh, and the lack of trying to fight for the ball in London.
Oh man,
Sean Murphy Bunting picked that off.
We forgot about that.
Yep, yeah, that was very bad. But anywho, now it's time to segue to my man Grant's Big Black Cock List. 20 through 11. I got no filter. You know this.
No filter with no pause.
No pause. That's right. The booty is mine. The booty it belongs to me. You cannot take my booty.
Holy shit.
That's the second time you struck that this podcast.
Hey, excuse
Wow.
me, Jake. It's actually the O.J. Simpson Memorial Big Black Cock List.
This is very, very serious. When Grant named the podcast, because I don't know if people know this, but the podcast was originally Grant, Jake, and Max. O.J. Simpson was Grant's favorite player because he's got that killer instinct. So he named it Zone 32 in honor of O.J. Simpson. And now with his passing, it just felt right that Grant's top 32 list be made in honor of O.J. Simpson. So rest in peace,
O.J. Simpson Memorial.
Yeah, rest in peace, O.J.
Yep,
rest in peace,
Juice.
And it's the big board class, Jake.
Yeah, big board class.
There you go.
None of this gay black cock stuff that you're talking about here.
Pause.
Hey, man. got, that's right. No homo. There you go.
Was it 2008?
Gotta be Riley Freeman in this bitch.
Okay, 2008, is that going to be your AOL away message?
Guaranteed. My fucking friend. Add me on Friendster.
Yeah, Max, we're
add me on fucking MySpace.
MySpace.
Anywho, now that we've gone off the rails, Grant 20 through 11. What you got, homie?
All right, I'm gonna
do this on.
So I got 20 through 11. We can kind of pause in the middle. Of course, y'all tell me.
So many pauses.
At 20, I got I can't say his name. Olumuyiwa Fashanu, the tackle from offensive tackle from Penn State. People have him really high. They have him, some people have him being the second tackle off the board.
I've seen people put him ahead of Alt too. Like in terms of what
Joe Alt's in the category of his own.
The argument that I saw is that right now Joe Alt's a better player, but in 5 years he may be better than Joe Alt. Which I don't agree with, but that's the logic.
Well, one of the things I noticed about him when I watched him is that he's got a really good anchor. He's a good pass pro guy, but he's also, he's got pretty good lateral movement, and he's a solidly built dude too. So I mean, he's got all the intangibles, and he's got the potential.
He comes from a program that puts an emphasis on protecting figureheads. So like protecting coaches who cover up sexual exploitation of children. Things like that.
Do you know who he was the left tackle for in high school?
Where's he from? What state?
Yeah, he was Caleb Williams' left tackle.
That's right. I did hear that.
I feel like Caleb Williams and Jerry Sandusky would have gotten along, so I don't know if that factors in. But
all right, number 19.
I can't believe you just let me say that out loud.
Well, you're a grown man. At 19, I got Graham Barton. Fuck Duke. But he's I just call him an offensive lineman. Like, he can legitimately play all 5 positions. He's gonna translate more to the interior. But the 2 things that stood out to me for him is versatile. So his versatility, obviously, he play all 5 positions, which is huge because he can start. Let's say he can start left guard. Somebody goes down, he can fill in different spots. If you have a guy that's more dimensional in like a certain position, that's a backup. He's fluid in his positions. And then gritty. So I mean, he's a tough dude. He's an interior guy that he plays with good pad level. He's physical on contact. He's got a good punch. Somebody like him that would be really good compliment, and this is an overall ranking, again, it's not where I think they're going to go. It's more who I think are going to be the most talented players in the NFL. He would be somebody that there at 30, you really got to think about because of the pairing that you would have with him and Tyler Linderbaum in the middle. they would complement each other very well. And you'd have two just road grading bullies right there. And he's solid in pass pro too.
He's a guy that I would run the card up at 30 because he kind of has like that Tyler Smith career trajectory for me if you put him in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Of that, he starts off as a guard and then he is eventually your replacement for Ronnie Stanley.
He actually got like with his like the way his play style and his versatility in game. A lot of people were saying not that he's going to be as good as him, but like a lot of reminiscences of Yonda when he came out of college.
I can see that. There are similarities there. I like him. He's one of the few. I'm not a offensive line guy by any stretch of the imagination, but there are guys that I'm like, all right, I'd be happy with him at 30. So
yeah,
no disagreement so far. You pick the pedophile state player and then Graham Barton. So
then 18, my guy Xavier Legette.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I just put a dude, and he's your prototype X. Like if you could literally build an X in Madden, he's your guy. Like, and his route running's underrated. People say separation issues. There were sometimes separation issues, but that's more on the balls that Rattler threw. Within the routes. I mean, he's a big physical guy. He knows how to use his body. I call it rebounds. He knows how to box out, on routes. He's dangerous after the catch. You don't expect a guy of his size being as fast as he is. And he's field fast. Like he's game fast. And, I think he ended up running like a 4.4 or something at the combine, which, whatever. But he actually translates that to the field. He would fit like crazy. Do you take him at 30? Me, yes. But I don't think he would be there at 62. So you would have to move up for him, but he'd be a guy that you'd have to get on the phone with and really consider moving up for if you go a different route at 30. But, you guys know he's probably one of my favorite players, if not favorite player in this draft. I watched him just destroy North Carolina, and it was just he couldn't be stopped. And like the circus catches, the physicality, he blocks in the run game. Like he's a hell of a blocker on the outside, and he's just a good dude. And there's a lot to like about him on and off the field.
Under protest by me. That's way too high. Same thing as Corley, you just too high. This is the Grant, wanting somebody with that killer instinct that's going to fight somebody.
Yeah,
go on.
Be cool about it. 17, I have Dallas Turner, edge from Alabama. What I read about him was just really good speed and leverage off the edge. He can set an edge. I'm partial to Alabama edge rushers just because a lot of them look like dudes in college. I mean, Will Anderson's an exception because he's a freak in nature and he's an absolute stud. But, you can't really name a lot of times that a lot of Alabama edge rushers actually translated to the NFL, on a pretty consistent basis for as high profile as they are coming out.
Is he your second highest edge guy?
Yes.
Yes, I assume you have lots of.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes and no, and you'll know why in 2 picks.
So Peyton Wilson. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him an edge guy, but that's fine.
Well, no, and that's why I said yes. That's why I said yes and no. Yeah. But I do like, Dallas Turner has a lot to offer. He'd be a really good, forefront guy. He has pass rush ability and he's explosive on that. He has really good inside moves too, like on stunts. He's a guy that can get there quick from an interior side. But, I just worry about how he's going to translate to the NFL because of the fact that, Will Anderson's an absolute freak. And like I said, what are some other – I can't think of off the top of my head other Alabama edge rushers that came in and just dominated and played at Pro Bowl levels.
Not many. I would say it's probably a little low, but I can live with him in this range that you have him. So
yeah. 16, Brian Murphy, the second defensive tackle from Texas. 3 things I read about him was freak, power, and athleticism. He can play nose. He can play 1. He can play 3. Like he can play 2-eye. Like his off the ball, for as big as he is, his feet are crazy and his quickness is crazy. And the way that he can push. I watched a lot of his tape and he just bullies offensive linemen. Like he pushes guards back consistently. Like just on a straight bull rush. He gets off the ball quick. He'll shoot an A. So he's almost like he's not as, I guess Matabike is more, I want to say, lean for like what he does, but Murphy's a little bit thicker, but he gives you that interior pass rush element, which is
Murphy is what people thought Jordan Davis was going to be.
Yeah, Jordan Davis was just fucking massive. But
Jordan Davis ran a fast 40 time and was a big guy. But this is, they thought that he was going to be able to get off the ball quick and push the pocket and kind of create mayhem in the middle. But that's what Murphy actually does.
Yeah. And you think about today's NFL, because of it being more of a passing league, there's more 4-man fronts or 3. If a 3-man front, they're always bringing a 4th. You want to have that consistent 4-man pressure. So, if you have a guy where your edge guys can still be able to set the edge and you can gain pressure with leverage, and you got a guy on the inside that can give you that interior pressure, that's an even more of an asset and will bump people up draft board. So if you, put all the D tackles together, he's my top rated D tackle because he does that better than most, with being able to be off the ball quick and put that pressure on the inside. 15, Drew, you called it, Peyton Wilson. I'm really high on him. I just put total package. Again, the way that defenses are ran nowadays, not saying he's as good or going to be as good, but his play style is like Micah Parsons, where you can line him off ball. You can put him as a Will. You can put him as a Mike. You can put him as a Sam. You can put him as a Rush. Like the way that his versatility is, and he's good at all of them. And it's not like he has one more strength than the other. And he plays hard. He plays a lot of passion. He plays with that edge that I like. But his versatility and he's a big dude. He's 6'5", 240, I think. He's a guy that's going to give you that play to the whistle, give you that extra motor. Again, I'm higher on him than probably a lot, but I think with today's NFL, the way defenses are, he's a huge asset. And he's somebody that if he's there at 30, you got to think about as well. I don't think he gets past Mike McDonald because of what they need at the second level of their defense. But if he's there at 30, putting him next to Roquan and the versatility that you could have in the rush game and just him playing in the middle of the field, because he's good in coverage too. So that's another thing. He's a good coverage guy. You lose Queen and you bring in a coverage guy. So again, his versatility, I'm pretty high on him.
My fear with him NFL-wise is that he's like Isaiah Simmons or Jabril Peppers, where like their versatility is their biggest strength. And if you put him in the wrong scheme, that kind of forces him to only do one thing. Is he really that good as a pass rusher? Or is he really that good as a coverage inside linebacker? Like, does he really do that one thing at an NFL level? So if you put him with a dumb defensive coordinator who doesn't know how to use him, I feel like it kind of ruined his career.
Good, because they'd ask him to do too much. But and that's why I say he would be a perfect fit for Mike McDonald. And they're at 16, but I think that he's a guy. Like I said, they don't have anything at the second level right now. And he's a guy that, he could come in and, young guy, 5th-year option if he pans out, and you can build around him. And the versatility of, we all know what Mike McDonald does on defense. He's a toy that he would have and just have a field day with.
He could be his Kyle Hamilton.
But more of a, in the box guy. He wouldn't be like a safety level, 3rd level guy. But I agree. I know what you're saying. Yeah. 14, I have Terrion Arnold, the corner from Alabama. He can play inside, outside. He's got ball skills. And he's a playmaker. He's not my top rated corner, but
do you have him ahead of Kool-Aid?
Huh?
You have him ahead of Kool-Aid?
I don't even have Kool-Aid in my top 32. So
no, it's fair. I was just wondering if you had.
No, he does a lot. I think he's a day one starter. So I think he potentially could go, top 12. A lot of teams, I've seen him number 1 on a lot of people's as a first corner going off, but there's somebody I like more. But and this is this is a deep draft. This is a deep draft for corners. It's a really underrated draft for corners, and there's a lot that are climbing late. I did see a mock today that had us getting Sanstrilli or whatever his name is from Michigan at 30. I would throw my TV if we took him at 30.
I said this to somebody who posted that. Like, I've been pounding the table for him and Blake Corum in Baltimore for years, and if we picked him at 30, that would be a mistake. Not because of the player, but because of the needs we have. And that's
he's a 3rd round guy.
Probably second, but still, like he's not a first round corner. He's more of a nickel, like a slot guy. And
you don't spend a first or a second on a nickel guy, just a sole nickel guy.
Although I would love to see him be a wide receiver, corner hybrid. He was a wide receiver at Michigan to start off with. So,
but yeah, so Terrion Arnold, 13. I have Talisi Fuaga from Oregon State, tackle, fluid, athletic, really good technique. He has good bend to him. He's an athletic tackle. He plays well in space too. So, if we run some out, Derrick Henry runs a lot of outside zone. So we run a lot of outside zone. He's a guy that'll get out to that second level, and he's very physical at the point of contact. So, he's my top or my well. So I think I lied. He's my second rated tackle. But he's probably he's going to go pretty high.
He's a guy that starting off was like a projected top 10 pick, and for some reason is just like free falling now for nothing he's done wrong. So
if he's there if he's there early 20s, you got to think about moving up.
100%. He is what you need on the offensive line. Fits what Monken wants to do to a T.
And he can play the right side too.
Yeah, and I mean he's probably a better left tackle for what Monken wants to do than Ronnie. But you have Ronnie here for a year. You're kind of stuck with that money, so you might as well still take the guy and use him on the right side now, and then move him to the left next year.
Yeah, he'd be a good transition for that. 12, I have Quinyon Marshall, cornerback from Toledo. I just put lockdown and instincts. He's a very smart player, high IQ, good length, uses leverage well. He's a guy that you can put on an island. And I think that I saw him at the Senior Bowl when I was watching the Senior Bowl, and I saw a lot. Nagy raved about him a lot too, and he really showed out. He's a player that really utilized the Senior Bowl and made it worth his while. And the small school stuff, people are like, we got Will here that he's like Toledo. Who do they play? But
Will's a big Maction guy.
Big Maction. But I think that he's the top corner in the draft. I think he's a day one guy too. But I just like what he brings to a defense, even from an IQ side. Not saying that Terrion Arnold's not high IQ, but I think Quinyon Marshall's just a complete package.
Is it a knock on him that you don't know his actual last name?
Who?
It's Mitchell, not Marshall.
What I said?
You said Marshall.
Did I? No, I'm sorry.
I don't know. Do you have to knock him down on the list now?
No, I have Mitchell written down. I don't know why I said Marshall.
You watched the We Are Marshall. Yeah. It's probably gonna hear this. Is big zone 32 guy.
And then 11, I have Jared Verse. He's my second rated edge. I think I said Dallas Turner was my second. I fucked that up. He's my third. But Jared Verse, high IQ, elusive, and strong. But strong in all caps. He's a bully. He's got a good, he's another guy that's a leader guy. You don't have to worry about his character. He's going to come in and make an immediate impact on and off the field. But he's a weapon, man. And he's fast off the edge. He creates a lot of pressure and a lot of chaos in the backfield.
I'm noticing a trend of schools and positions from those schools that you like. You're always a big fan of Florida State edge rushers. So
I am.
Yeah, you had gang affiliated Jermaine Johnson last year. I like Verse a lot more than I liked him. So
yeah, I was gonna say, is this a retirement age affiliated gang member?
No, he transferred from Albany.
He's only 24.
The Great Danes.
They are the Great Danes.
Yeah. Why do you know that?
I'm a dog guy. You know that. I just got a new one.
We shit on Will for his lack of pop culture knowledge, and then every once in a while he just pulls out some random thing that nobody else knows, or very few people know. It's wild.
Boston U. He's like Terriers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Bulldogs. So just to run through again: 20, Bashanu, 19, Graham Barton, 18, Leggett, 17, Dallas Turner, 16, Brian Murphy, 15, Peyton Wilson, 14, Terrion Arnold, 13, Fuaga, 12, Mitchell, and 11, Jared Verse.
Make sure you tweet this list out so that I can update the graphic too. Some of my finest Photoshop work was that graphic.
I know you've had some top tier lists.
Yeah, that was pretty solid though.
Well, yeah, in the background. And, just as a little teaser, Grant, he's cutting his teeth in this draft game, but the real guru is gonna teach everybody a thing or two next week on a large platform.
And this is where Will's going to pimp his gambling app too, is the larger platform. So
yep, that's right. That's right.
Cash App, wear purple pants if you want to get in on his UFL gambling.
Are there trades, Will?
I don't know. I have a pre-screening. I have like a thing tomorrow to talk about all the ins and outs of it. So next week.
Next week we're going to get Grant's top 10.
What's your Red Sox schedule next week?
I don't think they're home till Thursday. So
all right, so we got to record early next week so that I can.
Sorry, they're not home till Friday. So
perfect. Good. So we should definitely do a Tuesday recording.
Tuesday.
So get the rest.
Thursday.
All right, cool.
And then maybe we'll do I don't know, like a live 10-minute thing that we can put on YouTube or something like that for the actual draft, like a little nice draft recap. We'll call it a day.
Yeah.
Because we have Twitter Blue, we also have the capability of posting longer videos on Twitter, so that's something we should probably get.
I wish there was a way to do live video.
There is.
It is.
I don't know what it is. I don't know how to do it, but I know it exists.
You open it up and you do audio, video.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like a one-person thing. Like I could stream myself on. It used to be Periscope. I don't know what the fuck Elon calls it now.
Or go to StreamYard. When you go to StreamYard, you can put it on Twitter.
The fuck is StreamYard?
It's like an ad. It's something just like this for real.
Yeah. Interesting. We need to look into that for sure. Because if we could live stream
or the playback app. That's what I said, the playback joint.
If we could live stream on Twitter, that'd be pretty cool.
You definitely can. I see people do it. Maybe I'll ask some questions of smart people who know how to do this kind of shit.
Yeah.
You go to StreamYard, right? It's going to ask you to put when you want to stream.
All right. You know what we need to do? Max is going to listen to this. Max, figure it out, and then let us know what we need to do.
Yeah, check guy, figure this shit out. Because I'm not capable.
Right. This is a Max thing.
I'm not capable.
It's a Max thing.
I mean, I still hold my phone vertical to record, which throws fucking Will for a loop. So I'm not capable.
I mean, I record all my when I record things, I record everything vertical. Take pictures vertical, record things vertical. But when for these purposes, I'm on a laptop. So and Grant is too. I know Grant is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I understand why you guys do it the way you do it, but if you were on an iPad, it would. That'd be better.
I mean, I could steal my son's iPad, but I feel like that's frowned upon. He's got Moana to watch and whatever dumb shit kids watch.
He's asleep. I mean,
probably. I don't know that for a fact, but he's not causing mayhem, so he's quiet if he's awake. Which is good. That's all I ask for. Just keep your door closed and don't fucking fall down the stairs in the middle of the night. I'm good to go.
And Jake is recording on an Obama phone.
That's fucking right. Barack Obama, fuck you and your mama. That's right.
live from Buffalo Wild Wings, in case anybody was wondering.
Live from B-Dubs getting the motherfucking hamburger again.
Still one of the crazier things that's ever happened. Oh man, not even on the podcast, but on the live stream. Just chilling, just talking to the hot waitress. The loudest background sounds of all time. Yeah.
We could hear everything crystal clear going on around us.
Because they were bumping. They were bumping everything there. Super loud.
They had another game playing in the background, and I was getting confused because I was trying to watch the Ravens game, and I'm like, why the fuck are they yelling about this?
Yep.
Yeah, they were yelling about some other team. I'm like, well, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, that was good times.
Directly through Jake's headphones, somehow.
Yep,
directly through those little earbuds.
And then Jake ordered water and a fucking cheeseburger at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Anywho.
Hey, that was a fucking delicious burger, though. So all things aside, that was delicious. Plus, it could be worse. Could have gone to bubblegum shrimp or something and ordered a hamburger. That I wouldn't do. I'm just saying.
I mean, that was basically the same thing. You go to a place known for chicken wings. You're like, oh, yeah.
That shit was at fucking the Inner Harbor. I don't even know what the fuck happened to that shit.
I got crab legs at McDonald's the other day.
What? Hello? Crab legs?
Crab legs.
Yo, I'm
hang out with
James
Winston?
Yo.
Yeah, just put them under your shirt and walk out of McDonald's.
I must be like, yeah, man, so he got some crab legs from McDonald's the other day.
I mean, that's like the same thing as getting a burger at B-Dubs.
What you got them for, the 2 for $6?
Buddy, you got fast food crab legs. How is that even close?
Crab legs at McDonald's.
You heard of
2 for
exaggerating,
$6.
Drew?
Yeah, but like, why would you even think of that?
Hey,
That's
You
cool.
okay?
Man,
Are men okay?
before
Are men okay?
before we cut this off, because I could tell Jake is trying to sneak it in and say, but anywho, and then die.
Yeah, that's fucking right.
Just I would
crab legs.
I think it's important for me and Grant and Trippy to make sure that we do mention that the Orioles swept the Red Sox last week. That's important information.
We're talking about April series a week later. It's just
Yeah, we just swept the Twins.
Well, it's the first time that we've convened as a group since that series. So, it's just worth mentioning.
Are you guys gonna hang a banner for that? Like you hung a banner for the AL East championship and then 1-0 playoff games?
I mean,
Didn't hang a banner. Didn't hang a banner.
You hung a banner. You hung a banner in your outfield. It's set.
No. They decorated the stadium during the playoffs.
You put a pennant up inside of Camden Yards to commemorate winning the AL East and winning 0 playoff games. Set.
I mean, don't the Ravens?
I'm definitely
put up
I'm definitely gonna have to check into what the Red Sox do during the playoffs when they win the.
That's what you do. You put
division.
up division. It's called a division banner. That's what we did. We put up the division banner. When the last time
you should look up 2018, and then we won the World Series after that. Yeah.
Nah, man. Shit.
Yeah. Sad. Orioles haven't done that in 40 years, but congratulations.
Doesn't matter.
Congratulations on your April sweep. Some of us are focused on more important things like, the Red Sox not paying for pitching and shit like that. I got battles to fight out there that are, more important than worrying about the Orioles winning 3 games in a row. This is sad. Jackson Holiday gotten more than 1 hit. Yep. Took him like 14 at-bats to have more major league hits than I do, which is concerning for a top prospect. Just saying.
Gunnar Henderson was hitting 129 through
Jackson Holiday got more
through his first 31 at-bats last year, and then he ended up winning the Rookie of the Year.
Are you gonna say laser show, relax, and steal Dustin Pedroia lines here now too?
I don't need to.
Yeah, you don't want to acknowledge.
They will. They say if you want to make some money, since you like betting on the Orioles, man, they say always take Jackson Holiday first bet appearance strikeout, easy money.
That seems like easy cash. That guy's really fucking good at striking out. I can see why he's top prospect.
Gunnar Henderson through his first 9 games last year struck out 16 times. Jackson Holiday has 12 strikeouts.
I'm about to say Gunnar Henderson, pitcher.
In about 4 games, Jackson Holiday has 12 strikeouts. Pretty sad.
7.
I know Jake over there mad as shit. Like, these motherfuckers talking about the Orioles now. I just said Hugh about 5 minutes ago. I'm ready to die.
Just before I do pass on and do my Kenny reincarnation, just for the record, of the 4 major sports, baseball is the worst. But anywho, that's gonna do it for this week's installment. That is not a horrible take. That is a fucking accurate take.
Maybe the worst thing you've ever said.
Have you ever heard of hockey before?
Hockey is substantially better than baseball, leaps and bounds. I'd even consider putting hockey above basketball because of the heirs of the NBA. I would think about it.
The NBA sucks. Baseball is great.
Yeah, WNBA.
Baseball is fucking trash. Baseball is full on.
Jake, why do you hate America?
Fucking trash.
Why do you hate America? You hate America so much. Go somewhere else.
First of all,
nothing is more American than baseball.
That is a fucking lie because baseball viewership is down over the years as people are watching more football and basketball anyway. So who gives a fuck?
Nobody watches basketball. Nobody cares about it.
Nobody watches the WNBA. People still watch the NBA.
Shit, I watch it. I watch WNBA. I've been watching that shit.
No shit.
Maya Moore, Elena Bed, Angel McCarthy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Maybe if you recruit like 3 more people to watch with you, then they'll get paid $77,000 a year instead of $76,000. Really
I got 3 people right here, right now. Y'all want to, watch it?
I will not watch the WNBA.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
I'm gonna go sit on my back porch and watch the grass grow before I would watch the WNBA.
Yo, that's crazy.
I feel like the grass growing is probably, more entertaining.
Boring. That's gonna be real boring. Not entertaining. That's gonna be real boring.
So is
watching
WNBA.
grass grow is more entertaining than watching fucking baseball.
Shut up, Jake.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know about
Jake,
WNBA.
weren't you trying to die?
I was trying to die. And then we got
Yeah.
caught up in segues and conversation. But anywho, that's gonna do it for this week's installment. We'll be back to discuss this, that, and the other, and get into Grant's favorite top 10 OJ Simpson big black cocks next week. But meanwhile, it's time for me to die.
No Diddy.
God,
Damn.
the fuck was that?
Yo, that was a good
That
one,
was
yo,
the
like-
weirdest goddamn sound I ever heard.
Zone 32.